Public Library. Maria, thank you for coming. We're going to have Alicia's got the timer, and she's going to give you a 5-minute warning. So as we go along, I know you have 2 proposals before us. A couple of things we're looking at. If you can tell us if you were only able to get one, what the priority would be. If there was lesser funding, what you could do with that lesser funding if that was possible, and just a general background of what you're doing. And so again, thank you for, number one, all the things you do for the library and the city, and thank you for the proposals.
We're looking forward to meeting you tomorrow.
Yep. I've got it there. It's going to be quick. I got a half hour I can give you, so I'm going to be there. 9:15.
Yeah, the staff is asking, what is it for? And I said, I don't know. Surprise us.
Hey, no, 9:15. I'll be there.
So thank you for having me here to be able to present both of my proposals. I know that the first question was which one I would prioritize. The problem is that a mother cannot choose between their children, so I can't say which one I would prefer. One concentrates more in the public health part of the issue, which is the HVAC, because that one will improve the quality of the air inside. As we know, what we have learned, the virus expressed by airborne particles, and outside is less likely you to get sick than inside. So in order to protect not only the staff and volunteers that spend 7, 8, 10 hours in the building, also the visitors. In 2019, when we were able to open our 63 hours a day, we had over 100,000 visitors. So that would be close to 100,000 people benefiting being in the library, that the risk would be kind of reduced because of the air quality. In regards to the amount that we're asking, I did not include in that amount how much it would be for cleaning the air ducts. So that what I have right now for 104,000, it's just mostly the units, the ionization units, and then also the air quality that goes through the system. Okay. As the pipes corrupt, they get all the corrosion and things like that. The water gets dirty, and therefore we get a lot of issues with the pipes plugging. So it is recommended that the water be treated and also put a filter. So to prevent any more corruptions of the pipes and having the system do double work. So those are kind of the things that I'm asking for, the 58 units of the ionization, the filter of the water in the treatment, and what it was, there were 3. The treatment, the filter, and the units. Those are the 3. I am not asking for the cleaning of the ducts at this moment. Okay. Otherwise it would have been more. Yep. If I have to cut from the 58 units that the system needs, I can probably do with 52. Because then the two units that are up in the roof, on top of the roof, probably I don't have to put those units in that unit up there, okay. But then the 52 will cover the whole building. Okay. That would be inside the building. That would kind of be the only thing that I could cut at this moment, since I already cut the cleaning of the ducts. That's over $25,000. In regards to the other one, the laptop and hotspot lending program, through the same ARPA monies that the state got, the Board of Library Commissioners got, libraries benefited by getting, the Holyoke Library got 20 hotspots. So I'm not asking for the hotspot at this moment either in my proposal. I'm just asking for the laptops and maybe tablets, maybe about 5 tablets and 20 laptops. If we look at the census for 2020, I believe 80 85% had computer, and only about 73% did not had access to broadband. So with the access, the library already has 34 computers and Wi-Fi in the building. By adding, and those are only used when the library is open, but by adding the tablets and the laptop and the hotspot, people will also be able to use those technology tools when the library is not open. God forbid that we go back into a lockdown, they will still be able to access the internet and the computers because we'll be able to lend it, which we were not able to do last year. Last year, the students, they got their computers, their laptop from the schools. Some of them had also access to hotspot with the internet. The problem that I found, people coming to the library asking if they can use the Wi-Fi at least around the building. It was not strong enough for them, but at least it was better than what they were getting at their location. The Wi-Fi or their hotspot, the signal was not strong enough, so it was not reliable. The other issue that we found, the students, they have their computers, but it could only be used for that. Now the parents, they couldn't use those computers to search for a job or to apply for any online programs that was available, or even get courses while they're at home. Why not also go to school? They were not able because they did not have a computer. They did not have a strong signal with the internet. And therefore, a lot of them, they just kind of missed a lot of that they were not able to come to the library because we were not open. And those, I had two families from a shelter. They had the computer, they had they gave them something for the connection for the internet, but the shelter did not provide cable, so they were not able to hook the equipment that they got to be able to get their internet. So they were using our parking lot as their place for getting access to the internet. And that's why I said, no, I need to have the Wi-Fi to be strong enough. That's why in that packet, I also asked for the Wi-Fi straightening the ones that we have at the library that would also reach a little bit more. Since we have the park, people were also in the park. Right. I know that in the cold weather it's hard, so you have to do it from a car. But at least if the signal is strong enough to go beyond the walls, because our walls are very difficult, so I need to put those devices on the outside, because the ones that we have outside, the walls are so thick that's why they were not getting strong signals. But by putting additional access point on the outside of the building, they'll be able to reach more people. So the library by itself will act as a hotspot for people to use their phone or their own device, and they will still have access to the internet for free.
So I know you're targeting 200 low to moderate income households to be served with the laptop hotspot. So they would be able to take those home?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
and
they would borrow for about
like a library book would, except it's the laptop now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, just as if it was a book, but it's a tool that they can also use for, again, while this child is used in the devices that we got from the Board of Library Commissioners. They can hook up to 10, but we can also limit to less if we want. Let's say it's a family of 4. They don't need more than 5 connections at a time, so we can limit how many can connect to that device, but they have it set up for up to 10 devices. So 10 devices can set up in just one. So I can see in a building, like a shelter, maybe they can have one of those hotspots, borrow that at least for 1 week, and the people in that building, in those shelters, the students, at least they'll have a connection. Okay. Or even the parents, like I said, applying for a job, taking courses, or doing something that is what it's meant for. It's not going to be meant for check Facebook or play some games. No, it's going to be restricted. It has to be work-related. Also, like myself, my internet is not reliable. It's not a reliable one. So many times working from home, I would be losing connection when I was in a meeting, in a Zoom meeting, or some training, webinars. So I know what it is. And I tried one of those hotspots, and it was like nice compared to what I had to deal with last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this would be a nice way of bridging the digital divide, which is what our goal is for those hotspots and the computers.
Okay. So just if we were to reduce that amount in terms of potentially, say we said we're going to get 100 low to moderate income, do you know from the last, I know from the last year's experience with the library being closed and everything, so it's hard to really get an exact number, but do we have a pretty good idea how many students or adults come in to use the library's computer systems?
Compared to the 2019, I don't have those numbers because I'm working with last year and
Yep.
almost everything is zero.
In 2019?
Yeah, the 2019, we had over 100,000 visitors, and in a week we had over 300 people using our computers. That's not a lot for the amount of computers that we have, but then again, one of our goals this year with the technology plan that we're putting together is to really provide a lot more training on how to use even their phones. Many people, they don't know that they have a computer right there with their smartphone. So we're going to be providing those kind of training along showing them what our resources are online and what they can do. But we had, I think for students, I would probably say maybe anywhere between 40 to 50 in a week of the students using the teens and the children's computer. But that number is still kind of low, but we only have 6 computers in the children and 6 computers in the teen.
Would the borrowing be on a weekly basis? Is there what kind of time limit would you be thinking?
Well, it is not meant to supplement the family's internet connection or access to a computer. So it's going to be either a week or 2 weeks. Those are still the things that the Board of Library Commissioners is kind of leaving to the libraries to decide how they're going to do it. I'm also going to have one that is going to be reserved just for 3 days. I'm at work and now I have to work at home, or I'm going to travel. And during the travel, I need a reliable hotspot, so they'll be able to check it out for less time than a week or 2 weeks, whatever we decide the amount of time is going to be.
Okay, thank you. So I know you talked about not a mother doesn't choose. Just looking at the 2 proposals, and they're both valid proposals. As your number of people coming back to the library continues to increase, and from what I've gathered, the numbers are looking better and better. Would you think the health factor would be more prominent, or would the digital factor? I mean, I'm assuming that the HVAC systems and all of that would impact all those that come and stay at the library for a number of hours, including the employees. Whereas the other would certainly be a benefit to maybe 100 people a week or maybe more. But I'm going to have to wrap up. But so those are the kind of things we'll be considering. And I know you said, and I'm assuming, did Bob Parent review your layout on terms of the 58 units versus 52? Who went over that?
The 58 units is, I got that from the automated building system that we have, that kind of is the computer that tells us what's working and what's not working.
Okay.
And they have what they call AHU units. We have 58, counting the ones that we have up in the roof.
Okay. Okay, Maria, thank you very much for both proposals. Thank you very much for coming. Obviously no decisions are being made here. I'm just getting information out to the public and making sure they're aware of all the proposals that are out there. And public has been encouraged to give me feedback, give Alicia feedback in the Office of Community Development. So we will, and I will see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, they're looking forward to meeting you tomorrow.
All right. I'm interested to hear their thoughts. And I can't make a difference unless I know what people are thinking.